So again, like most people, I suspect, I've been left scratching my head and wondering what on earth could have possessed Keir Starmer to appoint Peter Mandelson as our ambassador to Washington and then continue to back him up despite knowing that he was so close to Jeffrey Epstein. There are now rumours swirling around that in revenge for being sacked, Mandelson might try and bring down the Prime Minister. The Sun newspaper hinted at this a couple of days ago. I give a link to their article in the description to this video. They talk of how Peter Mandelson feels betrayed by the Prime Minister. This is peculiar language to use in connection with a diplomat and the head of government. The truth is, it would sound more appropriate if a man and woman were involved and the woman felt let down by a lover's lack of loyalty to her. This reminds some of us of the fact that earlier this year, 3 Ukrainians, at least 2 of whom seem to be male prostitutes, embarked upon a vendetta against Keir Starmer, setting fire to a car and so on. I wonder if they too felt betrayed. The fact is that if we forget for a moment that the Prime Minister is married to a woman, a lot of this stuff sounds like a bunch of spiteful and vengeful homosexuals squabbling among themselves and getting upset with each other. There have, of course, long been rumours that Keir Starmer is either bisexual, completely gay. Nothing wrong with that, of course. It's all perfectly legal these days. He didn't marry until he was 45, which is a lot later than average. And if he had by that time decided that he had his eye on a political career with the ultimate ambition of being Prime Minister, then being married is really a prerequisite for that role. There has only been one unmarried Prime Minister that I can recall, and that was Edward Heath. It was seen as odd at that time, and perhaps Starmer doesn't wish to repeat the experiment. By that reading of the situation, he might perhaps have acquired a wife as a beard or way of concealing his actual sexuality. This would also account for the fact that his wife is seldom seen in his company, just often enough to show that he actually has a wife. If this is the case, then somebody like Peter Mandelson, who is openly gay and knows where the bodies are buried in the Labour Party for the last 30 or 40 years or so, would probably be well aware of it. He might be able to drip feed information to sources in the press or even make a speech in the Lords mentioning embarrassing facts. Of course, I have no idea whether or not the Prime Minister is in fact gay. I simply come across the same rumours and gossip as everybody else. But if so, then it would go some way to explaining one or two odd things which have been seen since Keir Starmer took over the Premiership a little over a year ago. If it is true, then he could hardly have made a worse enemy than Peter Mandelson, who epitomises a certain type of spiteful and catty homosexual who is apt to lash out and reveal all kinds of stuff if he gets upset. I think we'll be hearing more about this affair pretty soon.